seeing it right now. Okay, I am going to angle that a little better. But I'm sitting here and I'm kind of in the quiet and I'm just like doing stuff with because everything's built up and Halloween we ignored a lot of things, etc., etc., etc. So I thought I'd make myself accessible to you guys because I got work tomorrow. I got work tomorrow. I got work tomorrow. I am so happy. Like it's 12-hour shift and I'm gonna have to make sure I put warm socks on and stuff like that. But eh, bag. So how is everyone? How are we all doing? What are you up to? And grab recycle stuff. Recycle. Kitty cat food. Oh yeah, they discontinued. They discontinued this. I think. I haven't been able to find. Actually, I'm not finding much Science Diet at all, which has got me worried because that's what they've been eating for a long time. So I went into like the last store that had cans and bought as many as I could. Pants, shirt, hat. You got it all going on. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don. So the goal is to get a friend who is able to come over on Friday, and we can do the Remember Me. My apologies. Everything kind of went awry. Grab the rest of that stuff later. Oh, this tripod needs to go away. Yeah. Put it over there. There we go. But yeah, so I may or may not be able to get online tomorrow because my data's out and I think it's 2 more days or something like that. But yes, the idea is to have a friend come over Friday night so we can actually do the Remember Me and get that rocking and rolling. Melon in the compost. I assume everywhere else also has like domestic compost and recycling and stuff like that, or is that just like Canada or some places? I know here we can't compost wipes and stuff. So, and yes, folks, Canada has milk in a bag, and the bags are recyclable, which makes me happy. So yeah, and yes, folks, you are seeing a miracle. Christina is doing domestic things. Ta-da! Am I flipping my bag around again? Milk in a bag, yes. Hi, art lover. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I guess I should empty the dishwasher before putting more in it. Am I the only one that puts coffee grounds in the compost? I kind of pre-dry it first. Got a little dollar store cheapy strainer. But yes, you are seeing a rare moment. The elusive domestic moments of Miss Christina Carr. I will be taking on the workspace as soon as I can because we did a little R&D on those crowns, and we're realizing there's some things that we could do slightly different in order to make them more feasible. So that's what I want to do. I want to do it on air because you guys have been awesome. It's a weird layout for a kitchen because like there's another little cupboard that's behind it on the other side, and I guess before this little table thing was here, that was open, so the cupboard was easier to get at, but not the case now. So gotta walk all the way around it. So I wanted to actually do a subject so that we've got something to focus on. So I'm realizing, especially with Martin going through these experiences again, each time is a little better though, which I'm grateful for. But now they're talking about the possibility that his medication wasn't the right one. The medical system is definitely interesting, especially the psychological medical system. So they're going to be trying something else, and he still doesn't want to be on drugs at all. So it's between him and his psychiatrist. But there's a trust issue, right? And I'm noticing, especially COVID and the way people are perceiving things, there seems to be a greater amount of insecurity. So people, instead of having productive conversations back and forth, are more or less telling each other who the other, my experience, blah, blah, blah. And, I've had so many different opinions from psychiatrists and stuff when it comes to Martin and I that, a lot of that's questionable. And of course, being artists, we tend to be a little more expressive, I'd like to think. It's not always a bad thing, but when it's not a good thing, it's pretty intense. So, yeah. Um, so I wanted to talk about trust and, have you people noticed as well, because it'd be horrible to think I'm the only one. But, have you noticed that this whole COVID, people being in their places, locked in, so to speak, when they come back out, they have a hard time communicating, let alone trusting or better today, glad to see. I am feeling better today. I'm still having like small chest pains and stuff like that, but I got work for tomorrow, and they gave, as you guys saw, Martin decided to do a small broadcast, which I think is awesome. But they're giving him his phone back in small pockets of time. So he's got very little time to accomplish things that he wants to accomplish. But at least now, when he's having a hard time, instead of just blowing up, he's uh, he's with the professionals. This time, he's probably gonna have to stay longer though. Each time, it's like, okay, he's ready to go, and then it takes a few days, and then he blows. And it's not always me. Sometimes it's other situations. But I am feeling better. Um, I called the food bank people, so I'm being progressive about that. I'm doing my best not to be embarrassed by our situation. I'm learning from previous lessons where, I was embarrassed to even think of things like that, and people saying, oh, if you have money to do this, you've got money to do that. And that's not always the case. So, yeah, trusting myself has been a big, huge one. And I know I end every broadcast with, trust yourself. But there's a part of me that still struggles with that. Um, Doing it, I'd be wearing my French maid costume. Why make a mess of it? Um, I'll be giving up when they put beer in bags. Oh God. Does anyone? Well, wine's inside a bag when it's in boxes. This dishwasher is not impressive. Okay, that doesn't even look cleaned at all. I mean, thank God this is a rental unit, but I pay for the water and the power. That's good. So yeah, this is a huge thing for me. I mean, and I'm hoping my friend can come Friday evening because I really need to give you guys a Day of the Dead, and I know it's not the Day of the Dead anymore. Or at least it won't be by tomorrow. But no, that money's going to the Monarchs, and that's where it's going. So yeah, and it's not like we see this coming. A friend suggested that it's possible Martin's bipolar, but apparently the personalities are too distinct or something like that. I gotta let the experts handle it. I just keep guessing, and everyone wants answers, and I want answers too, but it's just causing all that extra stress, right? I gotta trust the doctors. I really have to trust the doctors. And of course, everyone's got their own personal experiences, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think it's more the way of the world post-COVID. Trump people are just so angry and think their opinions are the only ones that matter. I can see a factor in the whole Trump thing, uh, but the fact that it's global, um, I'm not sure how much Trump affects the attitudes of other countries. So, but COVID is a worldwide thing, and different cultures and different battles are going to deal with it different ways. Try on dishes and only use my dishwasher as a drying rack. I never even thought of using my dishwasher as a drying rack. That's brilliant. I actually gave away our drying rack because it was too big for this counter. So, it was for a different place. Expert, a former drip under pressure. Red eye. Come on. I'm going to have total continuing breakdowns. It's funny because every time that something like this happens, the doctors are all like, Does he do drugs? Does he do alcohol? Does he do this? Does he do that? And I'm like, well, no, but you guys are the experts. Why are you even asking? And they were like, yeah, because one is mostly you. One is mostly the same as the other. So it's like, nah. I mean, I never even knew until more recently when all this stuff started accumulating and I wound up doing binge drinking every once in a while. I never knew there was such a thing as a genetic disposition. So that means, and I said, if what I've got is a genetic disposition because of all these factors, then his parents came over to Canada right from war, basically. And he was born here, but his sisters were born there. And there's a 16-year difference. And, his parents, his mother watched people fall off the back of, family members fall off the back of the truck while they were fleeing. And his father was part of the Hitler Youth and the Allies running messages behind the lines so that he could keep, a cover. He was part of the Hitler Youth. And just like, so I asked the doctor, is there also technically a genetic disposition to like PTSD or wartime trauma? And the doctor's like, yep, there could be. He could literally be trying to keep his parents alive by being this other person. And he expects us all to hurt him the way his parents did. And it's amazing because, we not only have to trust the doctors, we have to trust ourselves. And there's a lot of new attitudes and a lot of new dispositions and a lot of new things that a lot of people don't like hearing. And I'm sitting there going, but if they logically make sense, right? And then, of course, COVID, everyone locks down. People don't forget how to communicate. I haven't really hugged anyone in a long time. Since COVID, I've had trust issues. Hi, Brian. Having a friend pass away hasn't helped. Yeah, I've lost 9 people during COVID time, 3 of them to the virus. And some of them, it wasn't just, they were sick or old. They weren't handling what was happening in society. I just wanted to get to Toronto. Haven't been since February 2019. I'll have to get out of my shell eventually. It's been stressful. Well, Brian, honey, I'm not saying you're going to take Martin's place, but if you want to show up and crash, I'll see if I can get a pocket there where we can find out how long Martin's going to be in the hospital. I mean, there's an empty couch, and seeing you last night and him today broke my heart. Oh, Art Lover, thank you. Both hurting. I wish you both the best. You were very wise. Thank you. No, I'm supposed to learn how to take compliments again gracefully. I'm still having a difficult time with that because, of course, negative outweighs positive. This is why big name actors and people who are in jobs that basically get attacked a lot. Okay, apparently the camping utensils do not clean well in the dishwasher. Um, I'm happy. Ew. Okay, those are gonna have to be hand done. I don't even know where the plug for those plugs don't work. Martin said there was another one somewhere. Oh boy. But it breaks my heart too, especially since a lot of people are just like, that's abusive or that's wrong or that's, and everyone's screaming experiences and stuff. And we're trying not to make this whole channel about it because that's kind of what happened in BC with Periscope, is putting yourself out in the front like that and being honest with people and forward in hopes that others won't make the same mistakes. It's scary. And when I saw his broadcast, because I checked in earlier, when I saw his broadcast, I was proud of him, but at the same time, I was just like, you brave soul. I mean, I guess you're talking about the one where I had to block someone because they just kept going on and on and on about what's real and how much I'm lying to myself, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, that was a little overwhelming. It's hard. Those of you who broadcast on here, I'm proud of every single one of you. And I don't care whether I like you or not. I'm proud of you anyway, because it takes courage. You know, um, But yeah, I got this high functioning brain, and apparently I have ADD. Lost 7 people to the virus now. I get very cross when anti-vax and anti-mask. Oh God, there was an anti-mask at the mall today. I've been meeting my counselor, my social worker, um, in a neutral place. Normally we sit on the front deck here, um, because they're giving people that option as long as they're social distancing and it's outside, or it's in a mall, not in your home type thing. But yeah, it's gotten chilly, so we're going to the mall, meeting in the food court. But while we were sitting there talking about services and me trying to handle whether or not I'm still proud because I have to do certain things that I don't want to do or that I feel are, you know, not necessarily below me, but I keep thinking that someone else could use the service, not me, and I'm taking something away from someone. And that's a difficult thing for me to internally deal with. But as we're talking about this, oh, this goes down here. See, Martin set up this whole kitchen, so I'm like, I'm learning where things are too. Uh, my own home. Um, but yeah, this anti-masker tried to pick a fight. The security guy, like literally on the other side of the little bushes where we were sitting, just like he really went at the security guy, and the security guy's like, "Look, rules are rules. This is what it is. Everyone's on high edge. You're making it worse." And yeah, the guy just would not stop. They had to actually remove him from the mall. You know, I he tried to lean over and he thought that I was an anti-masker as well, and I'm like, why? And he's like, oh, you're not wearing a mask. I'm like, first of all, don't lean into my face. Secondly, I'm drinking coffee and I'm sitting down and I'm the appropriate distance from the person across from me. And just like he was just freaking out. And he's like, anti-maskers, you're just being shy, but you're an anti-masker. And I'm like, I have my mask, dude. It just oh. Yeah, it's hard for me. It's like at Fan Expo. I just I did 1/10 of what I normally do for a convention, and it was just exhausting. I didn't even get to broadcast with you guys or anything. It's just like it's horrible. And of course, I don't trust myself sometimes. You know, just we try, we can put ourselves, can't put ourselves in the other shoes. Yes, our experiences are unique. You know, the same. Yes, I have no time for anti-maskers. Yeah, unfortunately, security guys have to make time for them in order to resolve the issues. But and even then, you're not sure you resolved it because you're only going to go somewhere else and do it again. But yeah, you don't know these people, and it is difficult. Like Halloween night, when people walked over to pose for pictures, I kept my clear shield masky thing with me, so that helped. But there were quite a few people who were just um, not handling things well, and of course everyone was short volunteers because people were scared to come to the convention, so that didn't help. Just pretty crazy. And what really is trust when you think about it, right? What really is trust when you think about it? We say trust is basically you believe in someone to catch you. The trust exercise that we all had to do in drama class, where one person holds their arm out and the other person falls back in. Um, so I guess in theory, yes, it's very valid. That's trust, but self trust. Like, do you allow particular things in life to get in your way that should not be in your way because you don't trust yourself? You can do it. You know you're capable. It's right there. But something about you says, okay, I can't trust myself, so I'm going to put this block in the way. Again, I come back to a lot of broadcasters here. You guys, you have an immense amount of trust. But I got people snipping at me and telling me to go away, or there's reasons why friends are leaving me. Yes, because I am becoming a very different person. And I'm going to have these screw ups, and they don't want those screw ups because if those screw ups happen, and I trust myself, I solve my problems. I'm not the friend they want anymore. You know, and I hear myself say these things, folks, and those of you who've known me a long time, you know that's the kind of thing I normally talk about. And I always want good conversation on these subjects. So it's really hard because people just freak out. It takes nothing now. You know? Does anyone want to come on camera? I think I can do that with the iPad, right? So they have a second voice to listen to as opposed to my droning voice. It's weird doing things alone, guys. I know I have to face this. I really need a partner until Martin can come back. Because this time, if he thinks he's ready, I'm going to look at that doctor and say, look, you tell me, is he ready? I will keep the company together on a much smaller level, in a much smaller way. But, yeah, he is not coming back as quickly as he did before. Yeah. And we have recordings of his switches. And guys, it's just like, wow. Don't share opinion. Don't dictate. I never thought I'd see the damn hats where I'm already blocking people. But ta-da! I just don't trust those people anymore. Okay, I'm gonna keep the towels nearby. Ta-dee-dee. Gotta go to the dock and see about me ticker. Okay, I won't interfere with that, definitely. I lost all my friends about 10 years ago. I survived. I have better friends now. Art Lover, would you be willing to come on camera or at least on audio? Because you have a lot going right now with what you're saying and what's coming out of your brain. He's a pumpkin night. Wee, wee. I'm sorry, it's this way. Wee, wee, wee. Wee, wee. Oh my god! I loved carving with this knife. It's such a beautiful piece of equipment. Ah! Okay, so there's a few things I'm going to hand wash. He looked rough today. Hope doctors see him and not just his illness. I hope so too, Art Lover. You know, I've got so many people asking me if I'm okay, if I feel safe, I admit when he switches, when he gets to that space, when he, sometimes the meds seem to make him worse, and then they got to figure it out again. Yeah, the brain is a very touchy thing, and I don't want him to lose his artistic side because he's brilliant, and he is an incredible artist. But when he switches, I don't see Martin. I see my younger brother or children I used to babysit. I'm working right now, or supposed to be. But also part of that roughness is, when he left here, when he said he was going to go, I told him I'd stay out of his way for a tiny bit and let him pack, and it doesn't appear, because there's some things here that really he should have with him, but again, it's that when he gets in that space, he wants mommy, and mommy did everything, so I'm supposed to do everything. And so, yeah, there's a lot he didn't bring with him. So that shirt was what he was wearing earlier as he was working on things. So it's a crap shirt to start, but by choice. I don't have much money, but my thought is I'm thinking of going to. Oh, there's the plug he was talking about. It's in the sink for some reason. That would explain why there's standing water in here. Damn it! But I'm thinking of going and buying a couple t-shirts for me or him. I mean, there's some designs I see online, but will they go on early sale? Because, I always wait for the American sales, like the Thanksgiving American sales. because I'd love to have some new geeky shirts, so both of us can feel better. We both wear medium, and that helps too. Well, because I buy men's shirts, I don't buy women's shirts. I really don't. Just doing Cedar Point. Hi, Samar. I think you're really strong. Not that he's weak, but he's dealing with chemical imbalance. Exactly, and he's not weak. He's more uneducated. Like, I mean, the life I lived as a child was definitely more difficult than what he lived. I didn't have the spoil factor that he does. But, two very different upbringings, and that's probably why we're so good together until the contradictions happen. Being strong has been something that I've always lived with, and I've done my best to uphold most of my life. However, with everything that happened in British Columbia, I've been trying not to be strong, and that's why I'm doing things to make myself weak, because it's that sense of responsibility. So I have to relearn how to be strong for me and just let everyone kind of come into the picture, as opposed to constantly sacrificing myself for everyone else. You're homeless, okay? You need a job, okay? Can you pray for me? Sure, people can pray for you. I usually didn't get switches until I was very naughty. Sure, we can all pray for you. Where are you in the world? It's interesting when I'm on alone, too. And this could also be a trust thing. I get more people. Like this gentleman here, I'm assuming he's a gentleman. Assumption is not always a good thing, but sometimes it works. And when it works, it's great. But yeah, where in the world are you? Ah, things are falling over. Hello, Emmanuel. Pakistan. I told my therapist I cannot do any more responsibility. I know. You have a job and need money. Nope. You want to broadcast on here and earn your awards like the rest of us? That's great. Um, I don't have money, contrary to what things look like. But and that's another thing too, perception. Perception is just as nasty to manage as trust is. I guess perception is more a give out thing. I perceive something, therefore I put it out to the universe in that way. And trust is more a take thing. I need to learn how to trust this type of person because in past my experience said not to trust. And that's a big one for me too. I have to trust the doctors. But I've had a number of nasty things happen where, medical professionals did not do what's right. I mean, the medical and mental professions are just full of questions no matter how many answers we have. I mean, I look at some of these, shows that focus around a doctor character, and those writers do so much research. And it's amazing how little we actually know, how confident we are that we know everything. And then we actually get to practicing it, and it's like, oh, hold on a second. You're 20 and single. Okay. If you don't mind me asking, what is your broadcast about? Well, I was quietly doing things on my own here, and normally I have a partner around. So I got to thinking about COVID and how COVID has affected trust issues and how people who are normally gentle and kind are suddenly not. And I thought, yeah, I'll just talk. Friday night, I'm hoping that a friend can do this with me, but the Remember Me broadcast I was supposed to do on Tuesday with Martin did not happen. But I'm hoping Friday night a friend can come over and we can actually get this done. I've got a 12-hour shift tomorrow, so hopefully I won't hopefully I will, and hopefully I won't be on here, depending. So yeah, so I thought I'd get on and have a lovely chat with people. I don't normally do that. I'm normally much more structured. Um, yeah, I got work tomorrow, so that's nice. God, I need some work. And Canada's not that different from the States in many ways. We're taxed more than you guys, but you have money to be on Facebook. Okay, I don't know why you're paying Facebook money, because no one's supposed to be paying Facebook money. I am searching a life partner, but I don't have money. Oh, you're talking to Samar. Okay, sorry. You two became a blur for a moment. I think I need to go get my glasses if I keep this up. Life partner, but I don't have money. You have money to be on Facebook. If your dishwasher isn't cleaning, you may have to clean out the bottom. Clean out the bottom. Samar, the rules here, things like phone numbers, you don't do. Okay. Um, so I am going to mute you, honey. I'm sorry, you've been kind of delightful in many ways, but yeah, that's not good. Ta-da! So yeah, I deleted that. COVID changed the whole world and everybody, but notice it didn't change the animals, sea creatures, and birds. Actually, I think more of them came into. You are also clean dishes. Yeah, more of them seem to come into existence, like especially in the cities, in the towns, because they've been almost reluctant to come into town. Like you see, for example, you see a fox in Toronto. You see a fox. Since that first lockdown, each and every time we locked down, like there was a whole den of foxes down on the beaches underneath the boardwalk, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's like they're taking back over. Like of course they're only going to be able to go so far because we have buildings and all this stuff, but just to be able to walk down the boardwalk down the beaches and there's a mummy fox and all her babies. It's just like little pups. It's just like wow. And deer. I've never seen so much. Like there's always been deer in Toronto and surrounding areas, but so many of them now. Just so many of them. It's amazing. You know, Martin and I were out on a warm night, and one of the warm nights we were down at the Guild Inn, which is where we originally got married, and yeah, there was like it was like a herd of deer across the property eating grass, and of course, the lighting of the paths because it was the middle of the night, everything's so dark, and the lighting of the paths, all you saw was their silhouettes. It was amazing, you know. I don't use the dishwasher because I wash everything by hand. Yeah, I don't have patience for that. I'm kind of surprised I'm doing this, but with Martin in the hospital, it's kind of someone's got to do it, right? The rack residual gathers and prevents a good clean. Really? I have more birds and squirrels in the backyard than ever before. I'm seeing more raccoons, but Toronto's supposed to be like the world capital of raccoons or something like that. We have more trash pandas here than anywhere else, apparently. So it's kind of hard to tell if there's more. It could be just because we recently moved back and there's not that many in BC. So, you know, COVID is all set up and try control we the people. What say you? No, no, no. The subject is not necessarily COVID, but how COVID has affected the mind. I guess in a way you've now proven that it creates conspiracy theories. I really don't give a damn how COVID started. I give a damn that people aren't doing anything about it. I give a damn that the world I grew up in and the generation I grew up in, where we could all bond together and be anything and do anything, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that we're not. That we're choosing to waste our energy on whether or not it's conspiracy. Every generation has their war. It's just unfortunately this generation wound up with a war that is invisible. So yeah, I don't really care where it came from. I don't really care how it happened. It's real. That's all I care about. You know. Um, I'm not going to waste my energy on it. I'm going to I'm going to spend my energy on talking about how it's affected us mentally and socially. And people are having a difficult time socializing again. And to see people face to face is scary instead of joyous and spiritual. And there's also a theory about overpopulation, that Mother Nature technically created COVID, you know, whether haphazardly through humans or of its own accord. That's a good theory. I like that one. Now, if it could selectively take people away, that'd be even better. Nope, they aren't lover. Nope. But where's the control? We're free will. If a whole bunch of anti-vaxxers and anti-mask people want to go and protest somewhere, they can. Knock yourself out. Just don't protest near me. You know, I have no problems wearing a mask. I'm even looking at, because very soon a lot of the on-set work is going to completely die off. It's already slowing down, which isn't helping. I'm looking at doing a retail job. One of those seasonal Christmas pop-up stores, calendar club type thing. Give myself a few months to kind of decide where I'm going from here. Right? And that's going to be interesting because I'll be wearing a mask and I'll be in a mall or a store. And can I handle full time? Can I handle part time? Oh, this cloth has been at the bottom. It's dirty. You know, there's a COVID baby boom. Why am I not surprised? Nothing to do but procreate. Yeah, well, my little eggies are gone, so there won't be any of that here. Uh, you'll like retail, I think. Lots of stuff. Well, this is it. I haven't done a retail job since I was like Critters Castle, the groomer and pet store down on the beaches. And that was, I was getting married while I was still working for them. So I think 93 was my last year with them, about 88 to 93. I worked at both locations when they needed me, the groomer at one location and the little store out in the beaches at the other location. And I still had plenty of time to do my cosplay stuff. And, if I plan this right, if I do this right, I should be able, if I can get past having to have all these anxieties and issues and feelings, not get rid of feelings because that's wrong, but more, how much time I give it in a day, then I'll definitely have enough time to still do the online store and the social media and I want to learn more TikTok. Just looks so much fun. TikTok looks great. I want to do more TikTok. I want to do things like that. I want to. I know you don't believe me. It would be fantastic. I think it's for the longest time, I guess, because of how much we had worked financially up in this industry and everything. Both Martin and I were living in quite a bit of denial. That place in Egypt, and of the image of retail. It's below me. It's minimum wage. So there's still a part of me that's going to have a hard time with that. But if it gives me more focus because I'm not panicking as much about finances, if it gives me more focus, then I can give you guys a bit of product from the store. And that is a bonus. That's a huge deal. So my brain's got to start seeing the positive. I used to. When I was younger, and I've got friends my age that go, well, it's because you're older now. You're middle age. Possibly, but some of us started to experience earlier in life than others. So what your physical age is, and I guess what your mental age is or emotional age is where the big differences are made. Yeah, everyone's gotten so sensitive lately. Oh my God. I was supposed to be on someone else's broadcast, and then suddenly, because of a misunderstanding, and I had a moment of blah, Now I'm not welcome. It's like we're human beings. Same with some jobs. Like, I mean, jobs are a little different, but not too different. No matter what, someone's spending time and money, right? So there's an obligation there, and it's hard to make those decisions when you're wrapped up in your own. I love TikTok. Watch for hours. I know. I'm like, I'll just I'll just breeze through for about 15 minutes and just, hit a bunch of favorites on audios that I want to use and I'll look, I'll take a 5 minute glance. Yeah, I'll take a 5 minute glance of what the popular hashtags are and see if there's anything that I already have recorded that I can just put a different track over or maybe do a blind response to. And well, now half an hour's passed. Oh, well, geez. Oh, this person. Oh, I like this person. Let me look at some of the old videos from this person, the previous videos. Maybe I can be inspired or tell this person how great they are or whatever. And another half hour is gone. And just 10 more minutes because I got to look for someone else because the more people I can communicate and connect with, the better. And now 2 hours is gone. It's like, no, oh, no, nothing's below anyone. We all just got to do what we have to do. I have so much praise for retail workers. Yeah. Yes, TikTok rabbit hole. That's right. People keep calling these rabbit holes, and I get the reference, but at the same time, my brain is just like, that ain't a rabbit hole. That's a freaking tornado sucking you down into the earth, and that's like an earthquake that just rocks your world until it sucks you up, and then there's no more. There's no more you. There's just TikTok. See, that's the no more Disney store in Canada, by the way. Really depressing. I got a few Disney cloth bags. I have to cherish them now because I can't replace them. So yeah, it's crazy the way the brain works. It really is. You know, I've never seen like I mean I had a lot of rumors and stuff when I was running the one festival in BC. I had a lot of crap happen. From one spiteful, bitter person that just wouldn't give up. Um, I guess their whole identity is based on whether or not I agree with them. But I had all that, and that screwed up my trust issues, and that pulled me down one emotional rabbit hole. And then I had all the moves, and that put me in a mental space that I didn't like. And then, so suffice to say, like, I mean, you get to this point where, okay, you said there's stuff down, it looks pretty clean. I think it's just because I don't know how to properly use things. But yeah, it's just one thing that hits your brain in just the right spot, just pulls you everywhere, and before you know it, you're not that person. You're not that. You're caught in this tornado of emotions and feelings and thoughts and ideas, and just you think you can't get out, so you can't get out because your brain's like, I am so tired of being positive. What's the use? And the other half of your brain is, look, it worked before, lady. Get, kick that sucker in gear. You don't need this crap. Oh, and that's another thing. The expression toxic, people are toxic or people have gone toxic. I have an issue with that. People aren't toxic or have become toxic. They just no longer suit your path. And either they find value and they will find a way to suit your path again, especially if you give them a little time, or they don't find value and hopefully they'll leave you alone peacefully. You can only hope, right? They'll only do what they have to do. It just doesn't make sense. But it does. All the same time. I'm coming on back to take a peek. Disney was way too expensive. Not when there's a sale. Disney at a sale, it was just like I had to stand there and go, don't buy it. No, don't. But don't. Imagine me in the middle of the Disney store going, don't do that. Toxic sometimes, I think. working with a therapist, so I won't be anymore. Yeah, but are you toxic to you? Because I don't think people are toxic. I think they're natural. And they just respond to that natural state, in whatever situation. They either can handle it or they can't. They're either there or they're not. Like their brain is either active in that fashion or it's not. And the fact that we so often do things like, oh, no, drama, drama. What if it's a person hurting, legitimately hurting? They're not putting on drama means you're putting on a show. Well, if you're not succeeding in putting on that show, then I don't think it's drama. You're legitimately hurting. And people can either do something for you or not. It's like, no, no, it's, oh, bloody hell. I just, you know, everyone thinks their generation's the best. I'm not sure right now. I get the sneaking suspicion that somewhere along the lines, the way I keep putting it is to all the generations after Gen X's, we are sorry. We are sorry. It's like we knocked down all these walls and that was great, but we didn't build any structure for you guys to build on to create your own houses. Not necessarily a new wall, but we knocked all this stuff down and said, we're going to break this, we're going to break this, we're going to break this. And then we didn't fix it or didn't create a new one, or I feel like we left these generations after us with nothing, and that's why they're so self-focused and so kind of all over the place tonight, aren't I? My brain is on overdrive. I have been without real challenges in so long. I just, I need some brain challenges so badly. Phonem or French press. See, when I was younger, I worked for Second Cup and learned all about coffee, and I have been a coffee snob since. Except back then I got a discount because I worked for them. See, that could be a bonus with working retail again. Do I get a discount? Because if so, Calendar Club also sells games. I might be able to replace my game collection and not cut into my food budget. There's a lot of games we left behind in BC. I'd love to replace them. Oh my god, that would be awesome. Yeah. Where's that fit? That's what I don't like about dishwashers. Fitting everything. COVID patterning, yes. What do you think COVID has done to change, like things like COVID and isolation, et cetera, to change the patterns? It's not like liking some of my actions. Okay, that's fair, yeah. I can be selfish. We all can. I can be distant with people who need me. I have no energy for anyone right now. I almost heard that song in my head, on TikTok. I can be kind, I can be purple, I can be blue. Brush your teeth with your left hand if right-handed. It really works your brain. You're kidding me. I'm a little ambidextrous. I'm a bit out of practice. But I used to play piano and I type with both hands. You love Calendar Club. Okay, so now I have to. I wonder if they need people. I hope they do. See, I think if I get a seasonal thing, then I'll have a few months where I can just kind of stabilize and then have a natural schedule because I haven't had one of those in a while, and get my brain to stabilize and then figure out from there when it goes under, basically. Some used books, sale games. Where though? Like, I mean, go now to apply. The old, my old dedicated iPad is busy with you guys. Although, I might talk myself out of it if I don't. Damn, that brain! Can I trust that my brain will do what it has to do? I don't know. I don't know. I got that song stuck in my head now. Damn it! See, I trusted you and see what happens. Okay. That's not wide enough to put. Okay, maybe I'll put this here. See, I hate loading dishwashers because it's just. what faces what way and how does. And this one's so weird in its arrangement. Ugh. Yuck. Just saying that retail usually hires 1st of November for Xmas. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah. What day is today? I have completely lost track. What day is today? Because when I looked at the page, and I looked at Calendar Club's page, their little thing he said to call the individual stores to see if they need stuff. So they don't have like a general everything submitted all process, which I think is kind of weird because they are technically a chain. Damn. Okay, that's not too dirty, so I'm going to pile it up on top. I don't know if this is going to work. It may not. Things like pots and pans and stuff I can always hand wash. And whatever did not fit. Oh, I need to put that in. There we go. Dishes are for husbands. Matthew, I couldn't agree more. I suck at dishes, and he loves doing dishes. He's not here, so he's in the hospital. And like I said, guys, I'm happy he decided to do that broadcast. You know, I didn't even know he had done it, and I got on to check on everything, and there it was, and I was like, oh, honey. I guess he needed to let you guys know. You know, I was saying to him last time this happened that that he, you know, shouldn't spend too much time because opinions can lead them astray. You know, they're not even 100% sure exactly what his condition is. So, but you know, I won't be against him letting you guys know that he's okay because, you know, with people not trusting, with a lot of the attitudes that have developed over COVID time, let alone already existing before COVID time, yeah, you know, out of the horse's mouth, right? So I'm very happy that he chose to do that because, and you know, he did talk to me a little bit today when they let him have his phone back, and he said a lot of really nice things to me. So he's in there. He's still in there. Just all this trauma back to back, all these situations back to back. Bang, 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 a number of years in a row. Just, you know, I don't think I handled it any better, but I seem to have handled it differently, and that's not, it's affecting me in a different way. A lot of genetic disposition stuff is coming up with me. You know, and the doctors were talking too about that whole genetic disposition thing. His parents have wartime PTSD, at least we assumed they did. But, you know, they were never diagnosed, so again, it's an assumption. Man, they survived World War II. That could not have been easy in Germany. You know, because his mother lost family members off the back of a truck while they were fleeing for their lives. You know, just, his father ran messages for the Allies, ran the lines while also being a Hitler Youth in order to keep it, you know, his family safe. Badass hat, thank you. I have a bit of a hat obsession, and since COVID and budget and all this stuff has basically made it next to impossible for me to get regular hair trims and stuff, I just decided that yeah, I'm gonna live in my hats more often than not and just kind of see. I hate the smell of this stuff. I wish there was an unscented version, but there doesn't seem to be anymore. There used to be when I was back in BC. I hate the smell of this stuff. Ugh. Gooey. It's like a special effect. The color reminds me of those candies, those gelatin candies. Ugh. Maybe this time I should put more in. I'm trying to save money, but I'm gonna run this thing. I should run it once, not twice. You know? Oh, I love this. I can taste the smell in my mouth. So yes, the goal is to Friday night do the Day of the Dead thing we didn't get to do Monday or Tuesday, and that unfortunately means Martin's gonna miss out. Unless I can get his costume to him and not let him do it from the hospital. I don't know. If he finds a way, I'm not gonna say no. We're thinking with the next one being Doctor Who, if he's still in the situation he's in right now, and if he can find a spot, it's easy to work from and safe. Well then, he can always do the Doctor from wherever he is. I wonder if I can get Haps to do like staticky effects. That would be awesome. Can't imagine 1992. Yeah. So if he's inherited some of that, then it makes sense that when his parents died, this went snappy snap. So yeah, people are really worried about me, and I just keep saying, listen, prayers are appreciated, but don't worry. I'm not scared of them. People are like, oh, they've seen these before, and yeah, of course they have. But I like to think of ourselves as freaks. People keep telling me that's a negative word, but nah. To me, it's actually a very positive word. Different kind of dish soap if you hate it. Well, no, I can't find unscented anymore. Like I can find little pucks, but those little pucks are just too much soap for smaller washes. So it's unscented is harder and harder to find. Can I balance this here? Can I balance this all? Can I get, oh, it's not balancing. Damn it. All right, fine. You guys are suddenly going to get lower. Ta-da! There you go. But no, it's crazy the way the brain works. And we have our moments and our experiences, and that's a hard thing too. Is a lot of people are like, "Don't do this, don't do that." No matter what, this is the wrong excuse. I've seen it, I've heard it, yeah. But these situations, like you were saying, the situations are not always exactly the same, even if they are the same. I mean, I was a bit of a brat when I was a teenager, and I'm sure if certain people were on here right now, they'd be laughing at me. Bit of a brat, but there you go. But not, I wasn't a heavy partier. I had a few times where I drank underage or smoked underage or did things underage, but yeah, I wasn't crazy. I wasn't a teenage pregnancy. I didn't go and have that happen to me because that would have been just the thought of being pregnant, period. It's just so beyond me. Oh, there it is, the square plate. It just blended in with the paper. White paper, white plate. Maybe I should hard boil some eggs because I should bring lunch with me tomorrow, and I think I have a few eggs. Oh, I can make like my egg salad that I make. Hang on a sec, guys. I'll come back in the camera in a moment. Ta-da! Cold water. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Ta-da! Hmm. I think I'll do a larger portion and leave half of it in the fridge. Ta-da! Light. Okay, why are you not lighting? Oh, I hate it when a gas stove doesn't light. Okay, fine. I love gas stoves, but every once in a while they don't light. Right. So I'm going to move it to a different element. There we go. This can get done. Ooh, I should make some pumpkin pieces. Those are always fun, especially when they're hot. Too hot, too hot. Thank you, Robin Williams. Actually, this pumpkin looks very fibrous. Hmm. Hmm. Get to see what I like to do with the after pumpkin. The after pumpkin. All right. Love egg salad. I don't do it with mayonnaise because I stopped eating mayonnaise years ago. I do it with mustard. A little bit of onion. Sometimes I'll cut up mushroom in like teeny tiny pieces. Sometimes I'll put olives in there, like green olives. Amazon or eBay. Yeah, I try a lighter. Yeah, I need one of those barbecue lighters, and I think they're in storage because it's just. Oh, I have long matches somewhere. I'll try it later on. I'm not sure I'm going to try it on there. You just that would have been bad. All right, leftover pumpkin. Pumpkin. Pumpkin, darling. These are really fibrous. You can steam when you've got pumpkin like this, you can steam it and turn it into like pumpkin spaghetti, which is always fun. Here we go. Horseradish and relish. Awesome. Martin likes horseradish. Okay, I'm gonna grab all these little fibrous bits. This one's not as wet as the last one. I guess when they're overripe they do this. I'm not sure. I have friends who do the whole pumpkin pie thing. They have more patience than I do. These are really dry. I hope they work. I guess just do a few of them and see. Gas stoves are definitely cheaper than electric stoves. Yeah, it's like fibers all the way through. These are very different than the pumpkins I'm used to. Interesting. I'm just going to take some of the fiber off the top. Wow, I may want to do all of this as a steamed kind of spaghetti experience. Interesting. Yeah, if you soften it, it winds up like noodles and you got no gluten to deal with. Or see, and there's all these positive attitudes, right, that people had before COVID and now eludes them more often than not. And it's more work to have your brain be okay. Spray a little oil on them? Yes. Just a little, just enough to stick, for the spices to stick. But normally it's not this fibrous when I get pumpkin. I wonder if it's a strain of pumpkin because I usually buy straight from the farms or really early in the season. Oh, that one's really fibrous too. If you put olive oil on the pumpkin, it will help. I'm not used to it being this fibrous. That is weird, guys. Okay, this one looks better. Because, yeah, I don't do the whole pumpkin pie thing. Although I will eat it if you bring it over. I will not turn down, even if it's got a glutinous crust, I'll just have the pudding. I do that at restaurants. I come in and I order pie, and then I just eat the inside, and it becomes like pudding. And then the waiter comes back to pick up the plate, and there's still the crust there, and they look at me funny. Don't like the crust? Oh, I like the crust. It doesn't like me. Wow. I wonder if the hospital will let me drop off some baked pumpkin for Martin. I think that would make him happy. Yeah, that might work. Some of these are really thin because they already, I scooped them out. This one was weird to scoop out too. And the texture was just different. Has anyone had this experience with pumpkin before where the texture is more stringy? Is it an age thing? Is it a strain of pumpkin? See, this is what I'm used to pumpkin being like. Not this. I'm used to struggling to get the stringy bits. It's weird to have it kind of fall apart like this. Maybe you got a bad pumpkin. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Or maybe an old pumpkin because it was already going moldy that night. I threw out all the bits that were moldy. Put it in the oven with olive oil. It rasta it. Or are you doing this as a dessert? Doing it as a roast. Yeah, doing it as a dessert. Normally I don't put any oil on. I just put the spices on. But I'm thinking with this I might want to put the oil on. Since I have 2 pumpkins worth, I'm going to grab a second tray. See, I used to do a lot of chocolate stuff. That was my thing for the longest time. I just made the cat jump. Sorry, Pippin. Huh. Okay, that piece is perfect. I like that one. I'm going to see if I can do this without needing the fibrous ones. But yeah, usually I just put spices on. Right? But I think or maybe I should spray water on them. Just kind of moisten the meat a little. Yeah, that's weird. I've never seen a pumpkin like that. Is Martin allowed visitors? I don't know. They had his phone for most of today. And they only let him have it for about an hour. That says a lot right there. And there's the other one. And they said he was in isolation, but they said that he was going to be there for a few days at North York, which is just up the street. And then they're moving him to another location. I don't know if it's another hospital or a different part of the same hospital, but he said they were moving him to another location. So, I don't know. They might eventually. I mean, I know when he wound up in the hospital in Oshawa, they got to a point where they actually called me and asked for his mental health if I could come. And I was like, okay. mean, I wasn't going to say no. I mean, 34 years together count for something. See, and I don't know where the relationship is. Like, we've been doing a lot of things based on what other people want to see and hear of us. They just, some people, they still see us from 20 years ago, and we're not. Like, we've had all these experiences. And they have to trust that we're working things out for ourselves. May not look at it at times, and probably are screwing up a few times, but so the other day when I had a viewer there getting on about, her experiences dictate this and that and this and that, and I'm just like, yeah, but they're not yours. They're not what you saw somewhere else. They're not. It's ours. We own our own experiences. You know. Mm. Gonna be more pumpkin pasta this year than previous years. Let's see what these ones on the bottom are like. Right? Hmm. It was fun carving these on Haps. It was awesome. Yeah, see, the tops are beautiful. So that one there, this one here. Huh. Interesting. All right. So oil or water? And being off the phone might be, oh, makes everything better. No visitors because of COVID. Well, it's a mental health ward. So, you know, might be good for him in this state. I totally agree. Unfortunately, there's a number of things that he's going to have to give me permission to be able to access this time, as opposed to me having to wait, because that's part of the reason why he's been rushing out, so to speak. I'm out of the loop. What happened? I'll tell you in a moment, Matthew. So I think he would be checking on you constantly. I know. Who's you and worries about you? Yeah. Yeah. It's called being human. Yes. Now, if you can figure out how to be a little more human or a little less, I'm not sure. It's like tough pumpkin. I know. Roasting with olive oil is the only thing that may save it. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It's a lot of pumpkin. I don't want to put any of this in the compost. Well, I can put some of it in the compost, but I don't want to put a lot of it in the compost. So I'm thinking the olive oil spray because then everything can get covered evenly. Oh yeah, Matthew. Martin is Martin had a breakdown. We thought it was good to be able to introduce him back to the society, and then we were working with a psychiatrist to basically get him to be an adult because it's something he never really had to be, and have his own responsibilities and his own place. And he was doing the whole, I can do this, and it was great, and it was positive, and this is about the third or fourth time, and he just failed again. So he's again there. You know, so I'm going to spray where the sink is because I don't want to get oil all over the. So we are all praying for him and people who can help me out with things here. Um, more than happy to figure it out alongside other people so that I'm not alone in some of this stuff. Because I'm not good with company paperwork, and I'm not good. There's a whole bunch of things I'm not good with. So having some assistance would be wonderful. Cinnamon. Oh, I know where my cinnamon is. Cinnamon. This jar is ancient. The shaker jar is ancient. Can you have visitors on a video call? Yeah, he did today. Roasted, roasted, roasted. He didn't fail. I think the system has failed him. I would agree, but again, it's mental health is tough. Um, for the longest time, both Martin and I avoided the system because we were worried about it doing more damage than good. But yeah, once I gave in and went for my surgery to stop my perimenopause and let my menopause happen, it was like, you know what, we need to. There's just a lot of things that we're not experienced with. No matter how much experience I have had in life, and how little he's had, that I've been able to um, be there for him. We got to a point where it's just I can't. Is that Ginger? Yeah, that's Ginger. Ginger. That was the name of the redhead in Gilligan's Island, wasn't it? Pumpkin. Pumpkin. See, and both Martin and I put limitations on each other, right? We discovered we're not to ourselves. We discovered that we're better at some things, and we discovered that a lot of the attention, positive attention, praise, and stuff came from those particular things. But we never stepped outside our boundaries, and I think that's part of what has limited our brains. What is the name of the illness? We're not 100% sure at this point. We're trying to track his patterns, but basically he's going from one personality to another. So under certain kinds of stresses, especially ones that are associated with myself or a boss, anyone that he might see as an inspiration or authority figure, he suddenly reacts the way he did as a child. So he stops being the adult and starts being the overspoiled child. And when he gets lost in that state, he just keeps going and going and going and going. There's really stopping him in any capacity is when it's one of us that he recognizes in that way as a person who can be controlled in that childish manner. So he does things like he yells and screams and throws things and breaks things and makes it impossible to function. And for the longest time, I thought it was me and me only. But now that we've seen him react to other people and in a similar way, and noticing patterns in those kinds of people that he's reacting to, we're starting to get a better understanding that it's basically anything he sees as an authority figure. Um, or should respect him, or he respects. So it's really surreal, guys. You can't tell the difference between the two of them. You'd swear there's a completely different person in there, and that's really tough because it's not the Martin I know. Now, people change as they get older and as they have experiences, and it's always a particular type of stress, which I'm grateful for. Because if it was every single kind of stress, his brain would never give him a break. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm noticing a lot of my friends, or more like a lot of our friends, are not handling that we're different and are having a hard time. And some of them are really just, when I talk to people, that's the way they always are. And others are, it's just their image of us. So, it's that whole you can never go home thing. We've technically come home because we've come back here. However, there's enough changes between us and other people that Toronto's still Toronto, so to speak, but it's not our original Toronto. It's it's this other Toronto. So I don't want to ever insult all of our dedicated, stable friends. However, so many of them are not handling life well and expected me to, I guess, pick up their pieces for them. And I can't. It's impossible. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going to go with this or what my life over the next few years is going to look like, but that's kind of life, you know. You don't know. There is no way to know. Stem. Just get that out of the way. That's a lot of pumpkin. You must be hungry. Autism? I don't know. I mean, some people have said it sounds like bipolar, and his one psychiatrist that he was working with says it's a dual personality disorder. Because again, it's isolated, it's situationally triggered, so you can't judge it because it's a defense mechanism. Like the other day when I was saying on here that I did binge drink in response, and I did have a hard time, and I'm happy that the doctors have a very different idea now of drinking, and I've been very blessed to get the right ones to talk to. It's not that we're giving permission, we're just understanding it, and the first thing you have to do is understand each individual, and there's that factor. So it's the same thing. You can't pass blame, because if you do the blame game, then you're cutting that person off. And if you're making assumptions based on one or two isolated situations, well then, so it's probably going to be a while. I don't like the thought of that. If I had my way, he'd be fine, and I'd be fine, and we'd both be what we fought for. But it's not like we could have predicted things like COVID. Uh-oh, do I have to turn on the fan? Yeah, I really should clean this oven. Oh, yep, I'm going to turn off the fan. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Okay, so the fan is on. Can you guys still hear me? This fan is super loud. I got my hands free on, so you should be able to still hear me. Yeah, it is a lot of pumpkin. We had 2 pumpkins. We carved up 2 pumpkins, so. Stove is making everything warm. Oh, Toronto, not my favorite place. Hey! I love Vancouver. Lived there 8 years, but I'm sure it went back. Now I wouldn't have the same feeling. Yeah, well, I mean, it's beautiful. Vancouver is a very beautiful place. BC is a very beautiful place. Mother Nature was very good. But I found a majority of the people very passive aggressive, and it was difficult to get anything done without a lot of judgment and anger. And so, Toronto's much more straightforward and aggressive. And why don't you love Toronto? Christina trying to be calm. Here's Christina's process and trying to be calm. What do you mean you don't love Toronto? Everyone loves Toronto. I mean, it took me the first year in BC when people are like, Toronto people are all stuck up and think they're the center of the universe. And I just used to get really upset. No, we don't. And you guys pronounce it Toronto. No, Toronto. And, just really annoying. I mean, it took me about a year before I started saying to people, if you're going to insist, okay, we don't think we're the center of the universe. We know we're the center of the universe. Get it right. Then again, we got Montreal, or Montreal, and all its little hang-ups. There is one person on TikTok that does the different provinces and how they respond to certain things. Like, it's hilarious. He says, Tabernakanot. Monzi. Tabernak. And here's Christina French Spring. Bad Christina. Hi, Joy. My sister's oven caught fire on New Year's. It's time to clean it away. Oh my God. Maybe I shouldn't keep doing this. I love it. It's really happy, then really depressed. It could be bipolar. That's what we're thinking. Because, yeah, every time we're successful or happy, by the next day, he's crashed again. And sometimes he'll go a few days. We're at a point now where it's not all the time, but it's more than enough for me to handle. So I was trying to be the hero. And ladies, I know we're bad with that, and guys, you've got a different kind of bad with that. But it just I'm learning that A, you cannot always be the hero, and B, it's okay to let someone else try. You know? Hey, Frank. I hate Ontario. Now. Hate's a harsh word. I see nothing good about what? At least Vancouver has the mountains and ocean to look at. Here we have a polluted lake and concrete. Toronto's much greener than it was when I left. I mean, they have planted so much and done so much cleanup, and moved air conditioners to the top of buildings, and done water cooling systems from the lake. And have you never driven the Canadian Belt? Oh my God, you got to go north, mister. It is, yeah. Just checking back. I'm still here. Maybe it could be two different mental illnesses. Oh, Matthew, don't say that. Hi, Jeremy. Don't. I'm having a hard enough time thinking it might be one illness. You know? We are losing a lot of friends. There's a lot of judgment. There's a lot of quick declarations. There's a lot of. It's crazy. It's crazy. People are just. And there was a little bit of it before. I don't know if it's just because of the people I had around me at that time, but I really do feel that this whole COVID time, woo, has just screwed people up when it comes to being able to function on these things. One. Oh, it already smells good. Cinnamon and the ginger and the. Oh yeah, I love those smells. Those are like my favorite smells in the world. You can put cinnamon and ginger on anything, and I'll be happy. I'll be really, really happy. Dealing with mental illness is tough, yeah. I think they need to treat how Martin deals with stress. I agree. That means he's what they have to do, and I'm hoping that more things open up with the whole COVID thing, starting to peter off. But what they have to do, in my opinion, is just reteach him how to be an adult, or teach him how to be an adult, because he never did. And a lot of my love for him, my younger self, did a lot of letting him get away with things. So I'm not saying it's my fault, but I am saying I think we should have gone to the professionals first, or moved out individually first, and then moved in with each other, as opposed to him just moving straight to being with me. I'm actually a Ms., not a Mr. Oh no, sorry, I love her. I had a moment. Mental illness. I think I knew that, didn't I? Making me hungry. Sending my stream, was going to get something to eat. Senior's still on. Wanted to say hi. Hi! Did you want to come on for a moment? You have mental illness. But I love art, thus, art lover. Ah. Yes, I sprayed oil on it. ADHD. Well, apparently I have ADD, because apparently my high functioning brain doesn't help. It took years for me to accept that. Oh my God, that was a struggle. You're different from the other kids, and it's just, yeah. Jeremy, how'd your cast go? How'd your broadcast go? What's with the Scottish accent? I don't know what I just did there. Now I'm feeling poopy. That's why you ended your stream. Poopy? Oh my God, how old are you, Jeremy? Poopy. Feeling poopy. I don't think I've talked like that since I was 8. Well, no, that's not true. I talk like that when I talk to people who are 8. There you go. Feeling poopy. Sigh. The sigh. No, Pepe the Pew was one of my favorite characters. I have no idea why. I think it's because he's such a romantic, and the fact that he doesn't let his stink stop him. It's all normal to him. Okay. Yep. I got one of the 2 pieces colored So it was a 50% stream. Oh no. 47 physically, 17 mentally. I don't know. Hi from Scottish Highlands in Scotland. Well, maybe that's why a Scottish accent just slipped out for a moment there. So I knew you were coming. I knew you were coming. How are ya? Excuse me, I'm running cold water over eggs. Cold water! You let that sit there for a minute. Paul. What a great name, Paul. Paul. You know, those of us who have like plain names, like me being Chris, I think we make up for it in personality. We have to. If someone has just a standard plain name, they've got twice as much personality as those who've got the exotic names and then just sit around and do nothing. We're more fun. Don't ever knock a plain name. Right? Yada-da. See, eggs. I do a lot of things with eggs. Eggs are my thing. So I'm going to bring the bowl over there. I don't normally bring it over there, but you guys are over here, so. Ta-da. No, wrong spot. Ah, there's the towel. If he talks to himself, it could be schizophrenia. Oh, honey, we're artists. We always talk to ourselves. We have full-blown arguments with ourselves on a regular basis. Apparently it's not schizophrenia because he doesn't, he blurts it out. Like he just becomes this other person. It becomes very overwhelming. I'm hoping it's not something major. I'm hoping he can see life in a way that's much healthier. Instead of, it's like he wants to hurt. He says he doesn't, and then when he's in it, he says he does. He's still, listen, folks, I don't want anyone taking what I'm talking about and turning it into something horrible. That's what happened over on Periscope. So right now I'm demonstrating a lot of trust in you guys because I need people to talk to. You know, I need that connection. Yeah, it's important. And I'm one of those extremely social types. You know, that COVID's killing slowly. There's one I just peeled. Yeah. But him and I are also high functioning brains, which doesn't help because apparently, and this I didn't know until more recently, high functioning brains, um, they have to stay active. They have to always be growing, developing, learning. And with what's been happening over the past few years, neither one of us really has. So apparently, when a high functioning brain doesn't get enough stimulation, it creates stimulation, and it doesn't know the difference between, this negative stimulation and positive stimulation. So sometimes, in order to solve it, you kind of have to kill it. But the last thing you want to do is kill someone's brain. Right? The idea is to save it. So him and I are probably going back to childhood traumas and building on top of it because we're not being stimulated. So I'm learning a lot with what's been happening with Martin and I. Not sure I'm happy about having to learn all this stuff, but it is what it is type thing. I see the new HAPS app, the out soon with new design. Oh, really? Cool. I have bipolar and autism. Oh, wow. That's quite a combination. Well, the one doctor when I was a kid described a high functioning brain as being autistic without the filters, which I found was an interesting way to describe it. Because apparently autistic people, more often than not, are extremely smart. They just have these filters that kind of keeps them from being able to have access to the whole brain, which I find absolutely fascinating because it's almost like an autistic brain protects itself, but at the same time creates this huge challenge because you know you're smart, you know you've got that high functioning brain in there. You're just not 100% sure what to do with it, I guess. I mean, that makes sense, right? But does that, does that make you more unpredictable? Talking with a lot of artist friends, their biggest concern is, medications to be able to control this stuff limits the artistic aspect of the brain because you can't be expressive, and art is about, expression and all that stuff. You know, you have autism as well. Interesting. I wonder if it's more common and why you have that. Is that a new thing? True, yeah. And it just, I mean, how do you? Which is why when people freak out, when I do binge drink, when I do get to that point, when people freak out on me, and do the whole, they saw this, they saw that. Yes, but it's that freaking out that threatens my coping mechanism. It's not like I do it every day. They say my liver's fine. They actually say I'm extremely healthy, partially because it's binging. It's not, I mean, it's once or twice a week, and then there's nothing for weeks on end. It's all situational. It's not healthy. Eventually it will catch up to me, but it is healthy. It hasn't yet, and it helps us determine where my triggers are in order to be able to manage them. So I get to talk to a counselor once a week, and we meet up and we talk about this kind of stuff, and we talk about what triggered me if I did, and how it triggered me, and she's actually really fascinating when you get to talking with her. It's really incredible having access to someone like that. And she's not a full-blown psychiatrist because they say the specialist I would need, unfortunately, isn't available for like a good year, and I'm just like, I may not need the psych if I can get past this. So yeah, I got a social worker instead, and she meets me for coffee once a week. Ghost Hunter that keeps me going. I do loads of haunted locations. Paul, really? Low, medium, and high. Cool. Oh, are you broadcasting it on Haps? And are you following us or subscribing to us so I can subscribe back? And because my hands are kind of messy right now. I miss doing the Ghost Haunting Society research thing that I used to do years ago. I wonder if they're still around. They were awesome. I had so wanted to get back into it. I mean, with Scotland, that's an even older country. Oh my God. I mean, Toronto and Montreal and Nova Scotia and Newfoundland and all those places are older than, you know, BC and Alberta. But man, Europe, that's where all that came from. Although there's a lot of indigenous people stories here. I'm doing one in January in a haunted castle. We'll be live on House. Are you subscribed to me? Subscribe. I'm trying not to touch the screen right now. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe. If you are, I'll go through my list and see if I've subscribed to you back, or can you see that right now? Help me not make a mess of my poor old iPad that no longer has a screen protector because I can't find one. Hmm. Does seem to be a lot of autistic people. I'm still stuck on that thought. I mean, is that maybe a genetic survival thing? The human brain and certain people think that that's the way to survive? And of course, there's people out there where everything is blamed on food, right? It's what we eat that create the babies that we create. Well, to a certain degree, I guess, but things like autism? This is a much more positive conversation than last night. Was it last night? I think it was last night. All right, we're getting there. So what I do is I put the stuff in steamer, and I do like cream of mushroom soup or that kind of stuff, and I make it into pasta without it being pasta. Pasta! This is really coming apart pretty easy. Huh. I do wonder if certain conditions or patterns, um, just because of the way they handle stress or don't handle stress, right? If that's, I always wondered what makes the brain think that's healthy, right? Because all these things are happening. It's almost like those particular people are rebelling against the system. They just don't know they are. Yay! Thank you. Thank you. Now it's easy because then I just go through my little list of people who subscribed, and then I subscribe back. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am going to have to look out for that. Do you broadcast regularly? The compost is definitely going out tonight. Yeah, there's a lot here, but once you break it all down, there really isn't. Oh, geez, I have to get to bed early tonight, which means I have to eat soon. Is that the actual time? Where's my phone? Ah, I'll bet you it's in my back pocket, and I got pumpkin all over me. Uh, Yay! Thank you, Paul. Because then I can just do this. Because I got clean hands. Subscribe. There we go. Touche. What time is it? Oh, that is the time. Okay, it's earlier than I thought it was. That's good. Oh, wow. Those are going to be a while. I really do believe that, life is what you make it. And that's the worst thing about believing that is when life gets really, really crap, it's really hard not to make it anything but crap. Does that make sense? think right now, because it's pretty fibrous already, it'd be faster here just to trim it. I've had people say put it in the oven and then it separates and everything, but I just want to be able to put this all back in the fridge and not take up as much physical space. So I think there's more than enough here for a couple meals. It always tastes so good. It's hard to screw up on pumpkin, you know? I screw up on a lot of things, but I never seem to screw up on pumpkin. You know, just as I say that, I'm going to screw up tonight. What is it? I think someone said pumpkin and squash is good for the heart. Also, if they have heart problems, that might be a good thing. I can separate it all later. Yeah, I usually put it in the steamer. See, I'm also a big fan of spaghetti squash, but spaghetti squash, you put the half in a in a bowl with water. And ta-da! Ta-da! Okay. Going broadcast the fireworks display from Scotland on Friday night, 6 p.m. UK time. What is that over here? What's a loose goose? Southern. Soon. Got email today. Yeah, I haven't even looked. It's a loose goose. Well. Oh, cool. For all platforms. Nice. Hi, Southern. Loosey goosey. In Canada, a loose goose is a pissed off Canada goose. Does anyone know what time that is? Because I want to do the Day of the Dead, the last shows in on Friday. And I think we're gonna go for 8 p.m. I gotta double check with the person who is probably gonna be helping me because I can't put on those big butterfly wings on my own. All right. Getting warm in here. Hi, Vincent. What is COVID patterning? Or do I need to watch the replay? You don't need to watch the replay. 8 p.m. in ours. Oh, Matthew. That's when we're hoping to do the Day of the Dead thing, if that's true. Oh, no. Mm. Yeah, I'm Eastern. Sorry, Matthew. What? Oh, no, Vincent. COVID patterning. So basically patterns that have come to surface during COVID times. Like I'm noticing things like lack of trust, where people trusted before. Um, Paranoia in people who didn't have it. Anxiety in crowds for people who normally go running towards crowds. So basically patterns created during COVID time that you think may have come from the whole aspects of handling COVID. So I think now that's the bigger subject than the actual COVID virus or where it came from. That's okay. Yay! Okay, I have a helper Friday. We're moving the Day of the Dead to Friday, but we're not going to air until 8 because she can't get here until 7:30. So, and that's of course if traffic's good to her, because bless her little heart, she's coming in from Guelph, which makes me extremely happy. Yay! I wanted to do it with Martin. I really did. I needed to do it with Martin, but you know, the COVID patterns that are ready and willing to let the world burn. So all in all, it's giving me, hey, but does that world include me burning? Huh? 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 Fish filleting, relaxing. I've never done fish filleting. The COVID patterns that are running. Okay, no, bless her little heart is a strange saying. Why? Where's your job, Toronto? Close? I wish it was closer. No, it's out in Etobicoke, so you guys may not see me at all tomorrow because I've run my data plan past. So I don't know if HAPS can run on slower data. If so, because it slows it down, it doesn't cut it off. If so, I may, if things get boring, I may, but I may cast. But I'm taking over from the nighttime shift, and there was already one daytime shift today. So I don't know. I might be wrapping. It looked like it was load in, but my friend, unless it's two different productions, I actually didn't ask him. Could be the same location, two different productions, but my friend is on today from 7 till 7, and then it's someone else tonight. I'm happy that they were able to get me some day shifts because, as much as I love the night shifts because I'm a night owl, um, it was getting a little too much to do alone, and people were complaining about coming out in the cold. Like when it was warm weather, I preferred the night because I didn't overheat, and I could talk a friend into coming out and play, card games or whatever. But now with the weather changing and the 12-hour shifts and you're outdoors the whole time, yeah. Everyone is kindling. I'm not racist. What? Hold on, what? I wouldn't have thought the larger hearts would be more blessed. Oh. Yeah, but she has a little heart because she's a little person. Hi, hater. Martin needs to disconnect for a bit. We probably all do. I know we all do, but how are you? Struggling, but alive. Everyone is kindling. I'm not racist. I'm happy joining your live stream. Well, thank you. I'm happy to have you here. So you got to be in Spain for a week. Be live on Half from there. That is awesome, Paul. Do you find a night everyone is kung fu fighting? Kung fu fighting. Do you find at night everyone is kung fu fighting? Yeah. See, no. I have a hard time sleeping, especially since the whole menopause thing has happened. My whole internal is completely off. So filming in Georgetown lately. Matthew Broderick, Netflix, and see season 3. Nice. Have you seen this heart to confirm that it's small? Well, she's small. So if she's small and she has a big heart, then where's room for the rest of her stuff, like her lungs? A fashion question. Oh, that's intriguing. Okay, you can try. Perhaps she has a huge heart and it's just the wrapping is tight. Ow! That's not a good image. It's got to pump. It's got to pump blood. I've never been asked a fashion question before. Okie dokie. Remember, you can ask questions. Doesn't mean I'm going to answer. Perhaps she has a okay, but can you please show us how to tie shirt or sweater around waist style technique? Can't with this shirt. There's no room. I don't have any sweaters to tie around my waist. I'm in my kitchen. So there's a lot of tutorials online, I'm sure. I mean, that's the thing about YouTube, right? This shirt has no excess. This is an old shirt. Oh my god. I think this is actually Martin's. It's smaller than... Nah, not by much. It's really cool that Martin and I both. Okay, this is not as stringy. But, that's also an older fashion. Like, I mean, I know I still do it, but I'm in my 50s. Like, I'm a Gen Xer. We've always done it. Everyone like a tight wrapping. That's why hamsters come with duct tape. They do? My hamster didn't come with duct tape when I was a kid. I didn't have. Well, see, that's nice and solid. Damn, that could have gone in the bake. Oh well. I have more than enough of it. I'm good. Now I got the Kung Fu fighting song in my head. Damn it. Yeah. Kung Fu fighting says lightning. Yeah. Let me turn the hamster to the shop. I was 12. Kind of too late. And I named her Miss Bianca. Miss Bianca. My mother thought it was a boy. So my mother's like, so I said, I'm naming it Miss Bianca. And mom's like, no, it's got to be Minnesota Fats, which I think is a pool player or something like that. And I was like, no, that's insulting. Miss Bianca. I'm like a little girl, and I'm already different enough from the other little girls, and I love the rescuers, and so I'm going to call her Miss Bianca. And then I had the hamster for about a year before, we actually had the hamster checked, and there was a little penis down there, and my mom kind of crossed her arms and said, so you're going to call them Minnesota Fats now? I said, nope, still Miss Bianca. You can't, nope, nope. It's just lifestyle choice. I was so forward thinking back then. 12-year-old forward thinker. It's missing from the kitchen. A pull for Morris dancing. Oh my god, that would be awesome. Have hamsters when you were 12? Perhaps you meant, what? Tyrannosaur hams? That's not, I guess, because I'm way older than you. Yeah. Well, it's not the actual age. It's what things happen during our generations that make us different. I mean, when Martin's father was 50, his mother was having him, which I think is just both amazing and scary, the thought that Martin was born so late in his parents' life. I could have something to do with all this, too. Oh, no, that's the wrong part to put in there. That goes over there. Having him do what? What? Hold on. Did I lose track of my own conversation again? I gotta work this brain more. This is why I like it when people come on, because it's easier to talk. Hey, did everyone notice our fashionistas moved on? Mm-hmm. Do you know what's missing from this broadcast? A Latin translation. Oh my god. Another thing I used to do when I was much younger. Yes, I did. And it confused some people big time. What's she speaking? Latin. See, I'd like to study language again. Apparently, it really stimulates parts of the brain. Even though people don't really use Latin, I wouldn't mind restudying it, like either that or French. I guess if I'm going to study French, I should become a tour guide, because tour guides have to know both French and English. I can do the accent, and I can swear in French Canadian slang, I guess that's the way to put it. I suspect the fashionista was a pervert in disguise. You think? I would agree. Just, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, seriously, do I look like the type that would fall for that? Do I? Do I really? I don't think I do. See, these are pretty solid. And they were at the bottom. Damn it. Darn it. Shucks. See, there's part of the design. All right. Wow, almost there. I think it's already too thin because that's where the design is. Fashion question for you. I always wonder where some of these people live. I mean, are they so bored? They're really that bored? But I'm happy there's no more show your feet and open your bobs. I don't know if you guys noticed too, those kind of comments and stuff are coming off of the other platforms I'm trickling down to. None of them are haps. Well, except for the friends who like being silly about things like that. Fast as light. Yeah, it's that. I do love Bob. Yeah. Whenever people said that, show me your Bobs, I'd start fake crying. And I'd be like, my father's name was Bob. I'm not opening his ashes. How dare you ask me to desecrate his body? And I'd go into these fake, like, so my father's name was Bob. And his ashes are in our home. So, but we're getting there. Yeah, I wonder if I can bring him some. That would be cool. He wouldn't feel so left out. I told him all I want for Christmas is his well-being. I mean, it'd be nice to put something under the tree, but I'm not too worried about that right now. I just want him to be better. Oh, my poor Martin. Yep. So my original plan was to work on crowns tomorrow during a broadcast, but I got to work. I'm wondering. That's good. Well, Chris is one of the favors. Yeah, Bob just has such a hard time, especially since he's one of those names that you spell the same forward and backwards. You never hear "Show me your Charles." What do you do with your brain if you're not wondering? Ah, that's a good question. I wish my ofs were ifs. That's a lovely pair of Davids. Show Boobs is so 2018. Bob's, damn it, Bob's. You're lucky I don't have that word blocked. Such a natural word, you know? Ooh, I think I'm getting hungry for actual dinner. I gotta have something cheesy today. I just got to. But low in salt, because I was really bad earlier. I had nacho chips and avocado and stuff. It tasted really good, but boy, was it high in salt. I can't afford the salt-free ones. They're about, a regular bag of chips is about 250, you know, and the no salt ones are like 3.5, almost 4, depending on where you go. Okie dokie. Okay, so that's all the pulpy stuff. These are pieces that can still be done the way the ones in the oven are being done right now. So I'm going to leave them like this for a couple days from now because it should be fine for a few days. Get all the extra air out. Put them in the fridge. Yeah, you know that emotion food? I so badly want cheese tonight. I so badly want cheese. Just have to have cheese. Goes in the fridge. The fridge. Oh, and I should make sure I check the weather report before tomorrow so that I have all the appropriate numbers of layers. All right, Jay. Yeah. Yeah. Yoink. Wow. So, this guy would always say open. Ow! I'm not a man, but I can still envision that. Ow! Oh! Oh! Matthew, that hurts. It really hurts. All right, folks, I'm going to go because I have to do the actual dinner thing, and I'm looking at the battery charge on my iPad. I'm hoping to get a chance to come on tomorrow. I may not. So look for a promo for our delayed Day of the Dead. And yeah, love you. Thank you. So remember, respect yourself more than anyone else can, and everything will be fine. Respect yourself more than anyone else can, and everything will be fine. Self-respect, self-love. Gotta have it. And every time you stumble and slip, like Martin and I have, work your way back. You already know what it looks like. You just got to go back towards it. Right? It's like turning a corner when someone says, turn where the big house is, right? The big house is there. And even if it's not there, you can see that in your head where the big house was. So you'll always turn, right? We'll talk to everyone hopefully sometime tomorrow. If not, Friday night. Got it? All right, thanks, guys. If Martin was here, I'd say bye, Martin. But he's not, so we're all good. He'll be back, guys. Just we need to give him more time than he did, and I got to figure out a way to keep everything together. Okay. Be well, lady. Thank you. Talk to you guys later. Bye.